Hello students, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to start one of the most important chapter of your NCERT science book 11th class under plant physiology. We are studying the plant physiology under unit 4th of your book. Now we are going to start in this session chapter 14. In this chapter, we have to study the physiology of respiration in plant. You students know that in physiology, basically we understand the biochemical reactions, different type of the biochemical reactions during the particular life process, particular biological activity. Respiration is one of the important and vital life process, biological process for all the living being, you know. From your lower classes, you have been studying regarding respiration. You students know that respiration is important. Why? Why respiration is important for the living being? To get the energy, you know. In 10th class, 9th class, certainly you have studied that to get the energy, there is a specific life process, that is respiration. Particularly the cellular respirations is the means by which all the living beings get energy. In primary stage, you have learned that all the living beings take food for what? To get energy. To get energy. But in the course of time, you came to know that only in taking the food is not sufficient to get the energy. Firstly, the food, the complicated or complex foods are digested, thereafter assimilated in the body of the living being. And they remain in the body of the living being as a potential energy. But whenever the particular part, particular organ require energy, the cellular respiration is essential to oxidize those digested food material in the body of the living being. Without cellular respiration, it is not possible to get the energy. So, after taking the food, the cellular respiration is essential to get the energy. In this chapter, we are going to study the physiology of cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. Respiration. The intaking of oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide, that means the gaseous exchange is not the actual respiration. Actual respiration takes place in the cells of living being, cells of the living being. So the actual respiration is defined as cellular respiration. The gaseous exchange, intaking of oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide together, called as breathing. breathing or external respiration. You know, these all things you have studied in lower classes. Why cellular respirations is essential for the living being? All the living being require or have to perform cellular respirations to get energy. This is the important point. Whether they are higher animal, higher plants, microbes, every living being require cellular respirations to get energy. Now, before discussing the physiology of cellular respiration, we will understand the cellular respiration in different organisms. Firstly, we will understand the cellular respiration in microorganisms. Microorganisms or microbes. And then animals, thereafter in plants. In concise way, we will try to understand the types of cellular respiration which take place in various organisms. You know, all the organisms intake nourishment, nutrients for getting energy. Firstly, they intake, whether they are autotrophs or heterotrophs. Only the plants are autotrophs, you know. And green plants, the plants which have leaves, green leaves and certain green part, they can prepare their own food. So they are called as autotrophs. Only green plants are universal producer. Universal producer. Apart from the green plants, all the living beings, including animals, microbes, are heterotrophs. Even in lower group of plants like fungi are type of plants, lower plants. They do not possess chlorophyll. You know, the chlorophylls are the essential factors to perform the photosynthesis. It is one of the basic requirement. If the organisms are not having chlorophyll in their cells, chloroplast particularly, in chloroplast chlorophylls are found. Chloroplast is the cell organelles which contain chlorophyll. Chlorophylls are the green pigment, and they are essentials for photosynthesis. They are trapping center of the photon, solar energy, because solar energy is required to synthesize the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the ultimate product of the photosynthesis. Carbohydrate is the 6-carbon compound, C6H12O6 is the empirical formula of the carbohydrate. carbohydrate. It has different forms, but carbohydrate bonds is in all of the forms, like sucrose, fructose, starch. These are the forms of the carbohydrate. But bond is same, carbohydrate bond, C6H12O6. Clear? So plants are, only green plants are autotrophs. Green plants. These are all things we are discussing because we have to understand what is the substrate which take part in the respiration. What substance is broken or oxidized during cellular respiration. So we are discussing all these things. So this is the substance, carbohydrate, and the substance which take part in respiration, that is called as respiratory substrate. Are you getting? Substrate. So carbohydrate is the respiratory substrate for all the living things. How? Just we will understand. For plant it is okay. Green plant. Heterotrophs. All the heterotrophs, whether they are herbivores, carnivores, saprophytes, all the heterotrophs, whether they are plant, microbes, microorganisms, or animal or human being, they are heterotrophs because they can't prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis like the green plant. So they directly or indirectly intake the food, nutrients from green plant. So this substance, carbohydrate, is passing in the body of all the organisms, including animal, human being, microbes, saprophytic, fungi, etc. And thereafter, the digestion and assimilation take in the body of these organisms. And after assimilation, the digested or assimilated nutrients or food material, carbohydrate, proteins, fats also, accumulated or stored in their cells. That is not sufficient to get the energy, just I told you. Thereafter, cellular respiration takes place for releasing the energy. What happens actually in the cellular respirations to oxidize this respiratory substrate, carbohydrate? Just here we will understand now. Now, just you came to know the material or a substance which is essential for cellular respiration, that is the carbohydrate. It is called as respiratory substrates. This respiratory substrate is oxidized to synthesize the ATP. Firstly, the combustion takes place. Combustion takes place in the body or in the cells of the living being. Combustion of carbohydrate, and their energy is released. That energy is utilized to synthesize the ATP, adenosine triphosphate. By combustion or oxidations of the carbohydrate, energy is directly not formed or utilized by the living being. You should know. By combustion or oxidations of the carbohydrate in the cells of the living being, energy is released, and that energy is utilized for synthesizing the ATP. For ATP, synthesizing the, you note down, energy. That is very important information. And ATPs are stored in mitochondria, particularly in eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic organisms, you know, have membrane bound cell organelles in their cells. Eukaryotic plant or animals. But here you should know, the membrane bound cell organelles are not found in prokaryotes, like microbes, microorganisms. So, the site for the synthesis of ATP, that is the mitochondria. Mitochondria are the site for the synthesis of ATP, and after synthesis, those ATPs are stored in mitochondria only in the case of eukaryotes. Eukaryotes, you note down. Eukaryotes. But what about the prokaryotes? You have to understand here. Prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are those organisms, mainly the microorganisms. They do not have membrane bound cell organelles in their cells. Membrane bound means mitochondria, chloroplast, nucleus, etc. If they are lacking mitochondria, then this is the question: how the ATP are synthesized and stored? Synthesized and stored. This is the question mark. So, these are all things we have to understand before studying or discussing the actual cellular respiration or physiology of the cellular respiration. In prokaryotes, as there are no mitochondria, so half of the cellular respiration takes place in the case of the prokaryotes. You note down. Half of the cellular respiration. Just half, a part, just we will discuss. Actually, the cellular respiration consists of two parts. First is an aerobic respiration. That is called anaerobic respiration, or the part of the cellular respiration is anaerobic. Takes place in absence of oxygen. And second part is aerobic. Clear? Aerobic respiration. Yani this part of cellular respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. This part, anaerobic respiration, or up to this part, The cellular respiration takes place in prokaryotes like bacteria and other lower group of animal and plants which are not having mitochondria and membrane bound cell organelles. But in eukaryotes, plants and animal, both the parts takes place. Firstly, biochemical reactions of cellular respiration takes place in absence of oxygen. Thereafter, the output of this part is utilized in certain part of the mitochondria, to synthesize the ATP. So thus here we are finding whether they are microbes, prokaryotes or eukaryotes. The first part takes place in all organisms of this planet. But this part, aerobic respiration, does not take place in prokaryotes, microorganisms like yeast, bacteria. Both the parts only, again I am repeating, takes place in higher group of animal or plants, eukaryotes, whose cells are having mitochondria. Clear? Now we will discuss what actually happens during, firstly, in an aerobic respiration in absence of oxygen. In absence of oxygen in all the organisms, by breakdown of one molecule of glucose, two pyruvic acids are formed. In all the cases, whether they are prokaryotes and eukaryotes, you note down. Glucose, just I told you, is the substrate, respiratory substrate, C6H12O6. Here is no oxygen. In absence of oxygen, this is first part. Aerobic respiration. Clear? In absence of oxygen, the glucose is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid, pyruvic acid or pyruvate. Clear? Two molecules. They are 3-carbon compound. 3-carbon compound, while glucose is 6-carbon compound. Glucose is having 6 atoms of carbon, while the pyruvic acids contain only 3 atoms of carbon. So they are called as 3-carbon compounds. Clear? Here you should know that this happenings takes place in both the eukaryotes and prokaryote. But in the case of prokaryotes, the cellular respiration ends here. And this biochemical reaction, this is the biochemical reactions and not a 1 or 2 steps reaction. Number of steps are there. After number of steps, pyruvates are formed. And all the steps have facilitated by certain type of enzyme. Certain type of enzyme. And those enzymes help this partial breakdown of glucose. Stepwise, they help stepwise. For each step, there is a specific type of enzyme which facilitate the process of that particular step. And this anaerobic respiration is called as glycolysis. Glycolysis. This term is made up of two parts. Glyco. Glyco means glucose. Glucose. And lysis means splitting. You note down. Lysis means splitting. So this is the partial breakdown. In the microbes or prokaryotes like yeast bacteria, after the formation of pyruvic acid, certain intermediate substances are formed there. You note down, like lactic acid. Lactic acid, carbon dioxide, ethanol or ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. It is also called as ethanol. Ethanol. Clear? So these are the intermediate substances which are formed in certain type of microbes like yeast. Yeast are used to perform fermentation. In bakery, the yeast are utilized. In beverage factory, the yeast are utilized. In bakery, the yeast are utilized to make the dough fluffy, soft, so that onward the breads becomes soft and fluffy. There, after formation of the pyruvic acid, the yeast help in the formation of bubbles of carbon dioxide in great number, great amount. Due to the formation of carbon dioxide in dough, the bread become fluffy and soft. But in beverage factory, onward, the same process, same biochemical process is continued by certain method to form or to produce ethyl alcohol. Here you should know, when the concentration of ethyl alcohol becomes 13%, this yeast or this fungi do not survive. So in the beverage factory, certain methods are utilized so that the yeast can survive and continue the process to produce ethyl alcohol. In human body, this process of anaerobic respiration, that means up to glycolysis, part of the cellular respiration, also takes place in skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle, you note down. In skeletal muscle, when there is no proper supply of oxygen in skeletal muscle, the glycolysis, only जो है कि cellular respiration takes place up to glycolysis in absence of oxygen. And lactic acids are formed in skeletal muscle. When the lactic acids are formed in sufficient amount in skeletal muscle, the skeletal muscle of the human being become weak, and that particular man or affected person feel fatigue. And this type of the disease is called as lactic acidosis. Lactic acidosis. This is a type of disease when, due to formation of lactic acid in sufficient amount in skeletal muscles, this type of disease, fatigue and or lactic acidosis, is caused, and that affected person becomes tired after some physical work. Now we discussed all these things in various organisms, but this part is exclusively pertains to the plant. Now what about the plant? Whether the plants are eating just like animal or microbes, yes, plants are producer. They are providing, the green plants are providing food to the world. Then how can they not get the food for themselves? They get the food, they utilize the food prepared by own self. You know, only certain part of the plant, green plant, photosynthesize. That means only certain parts, peripheral part, green part, leaves, take part in photosynthesis and synthesize carbohydrate. And other part are not taking part in photosynthesis. So when the food is prepared in their green part, in peripheral part or leaves, those prepared food material, particularly the carbohydrates, are translocated to the parts where the photosynthesis do not take place. Photosynthesis does not take place. Thus, the plants are also taking or transporting their food material in various parts so that their cellular respiration takes place and they get energy, required energy, by the process of anaerobic respiration, that is the glycolysis, and thereafter the Krebs cycle. The second stage is the Krebs cycle. Now we will here discuss how many states are there for the actual cellular respiration or complete breakdown of the respiratory substrate, that is the carbohydrate. Firstly, we will जो है कि understand the reaction, biochemical reaction there. Here the glucose in aerobic respiration we are talking now. In aerobic respiration, the substrate, that is the carbohydrate, in presence of oxygen, breaks into its component. What are the components? The carbon dioxide and waters are the component of carbohydrate. This is the glucose or carbohydrate, you may write also. And here sufficient amount of energy is released. Sufficient. This is the complete combustion of glucose. Just I told you the complete combustion of the energy, complete combustion of the glucose or carbohydrate takes place in different stages. First stage is the glycolysis, which takes place in cytoplasm. You note down. This complete breakdown of glucose into its component, carbon dioxide and water, is not a simple process. It is very complicated, and it is completed into number of stepwise biochemical reactions, and the amount of energy in this case of aerobic respiration is greater than the amount of energy released in fermentation and anaerobic respiration. Approximately 686 kilocalories energy is released, and in the form of ATP, total 38 ATPs are formed at the end of anaerobic respiration, which completes into 4 stages. Just here we will see the stages, and you should know here, in the case of anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATPs are formed. 2 ATPs are formed, and very least amount of the energy. This is very least amount. In kilocalorie, approximately 56 kilocalorie energy is released. Here 686 and 38 ATPs are formed. Now we will see the stages. By passing through these 4 stages, the complete breakdown of the glucose takes place. These stages are: first, glycolysis. Second is Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. And third stage is electron transport system. It is also called as ETS. And fourth stage is phosphorylation. Regarding glycolysis, just we talked about. Glycolysis is anaerobic part of the respiration, which takes place in all the organisms, whether they are eukaryotes prokaryotes, microorganism, plant or animal. In every organism, this part of the aerobic respiration takes place. But in eukaryotes, animal and plant, apart from this, for complete combustion or for complete breakdown of the glucose, these three additional steps also take part in cellular respiration or aerobic respiration. Here we have seen just that by anaerobic respiration or glycolysis, the two pyruvic acid, two molecules of pyruvic acids are formed. Two molecules of pyruvic acids are the formed at the end of anaerobic respiration. And the glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, you note down. This information is very important. Cytoplasm. After completion of glycolysis, both the molecule of pyruvic acid or pyruvates enter into mitochondria. Enter into mitochondria. In the matrix of the mitochondria, the Krebs cycle is completed, and at the end of Krebs cycle is the stepwise chemical reactions, stepwise biochemical reaction. Number of biochemical reactions take part in the complete combustion or complete oxidation of glucose. That means complete combustion or oxidation of two pyruvic acids. After glycolysis, the two molecules of the pyruvic acids enter into Krebs cycle. It is also very complicated, stepwise biochemical reaction. It takes part or it occur in mitochondria, matrix of the mitochondria. And at the end of Krebs cycle, 36 ATPs are formed. And just I told you, during glycolysis, 2 ATPs are formed. Thus, at the end of Krebs cycle, total number of ATPs is 38. And after that, the ATPs are transferred or into electron transport system. Electron transport system takes place in the inner membrane of mitochondria. Inner membrane of mitochondria. Inner membrane of mitochondria. And thereafter, the final stage is phosphorylation, which takes place in all the oxysomes or F1 particles or oxysomes, which are found on inner surface of the mitochondria. So these are the 4 stages. And summary, of this chapter, which we have to discuss stepwise. In next session, we will discuss the glycolysis, thereafter Krebs cycle, and electron transport system, and phosphorylation. Here we are talking the physiology of respiration, cellular respiration in the case of plant. So we should know that for complete combustion or oxidation of glucose require sufficient amount of energy. But one thing that raises a question, the animals have a specific respiratory or respiratory system, respiratory organ to get sufficient amount of oxygen for complete combustion of the glucose. But plants do not have a specific respiratory organs or respiratory system. But here we should know that the body of the plants are specialized, adapted to get sufficient requirement of the oxygen. Each and every part of the plants are specialized to fulfill their requirement of oxygen. Root used to absorb oxygen from the soils by the process of diffusion. There are a number of stomata on leaves. Through leaves, the plant or the leaves of the plant intake oxygen. In trunk or old stem, you may take, there are thick bark. Apart from this, there are number of lenticels. Lenticels are the aperture-like structures found on the bark of the stem, and through lenticels, the plants intake oxygen and fulfill their requirement. Apart from these adaptations, only the dead cells are found in the middle or center of the plant, and the cells or tissues which are found in lateral position or on the periphery of the plants are very spongy and have number of air spaces and made up of parenchymatous tissues, spongy parenchymatous, collenchymatous tissues, and they have sufficient number of air spaces. They facilitate the circulation of the oxygen in different parts. That means they provide the air spaces found in the periphery of the plant body, make a proper connection. Thus here we are finding that the entire body of the plants are specialized to fulfill the requirement of the oxygens in their body for complete combustion of oxygen to get sufficient amount of energy. So these are the overall basic description or introductory जो है कि description. These are the summary of the chapter which we are going to discuss in detail. In next session, we will discuss regarding glycolysis. By this lecture, I am going to conclude this session. You students link yourself with Institute channel and get benefited. There are number of videos apart from the science subject of. You watch those videos, share those videos to your friends, subscribe the Institute's channel so that you can come to know the latest videos which the Institute used to upload on the channel. And also, by subscribing and sharing the videos of the Institute, you please help the Institute in promotion of the YouTube channel. Thank you very much.